My name is Carrie, and I'm a gardener. And I also work for the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture. And we're out here at our Veterans Urban Farm in one of our little greenhouses, coming at you today. Why am I doing this? We are starting what we're calling garden site chats, which is kind of a garden pep talk, little tiny informal workshop, virtual tour of the space, kind of depending on the day and the topic, all on the theme of gardening. You might find yourself at home with some extra time now, or you might find your kids are home or will be home soon with some extra time. And really, gardening can really fill that time in a really positive and meaningful way. And so we want to be here for our neighbors in Columbia to help people kind of who maybe don't have a lot of confidence in gardening or really don't know where to start or maybe are a little intimidated to start, kind of help you every single day, every step of the way. And even if you do garden and you know a lot about gardening, these could be helpful. You might get a tidbit or maybe share your inspiration through the comments or questions or anything like that. I know when I started gardening a long time ago, I was kind of intimidated to start and I made it like really big in my head, and it doesn't need to be that big. It's really simple. It really grounds you to your neighborhood, to your yard. You get to meet your community members. It's just a really positive thing to do in a time of maybe some uncertainty. So these garden site chats, they are going to kind of follow the garden season. So every day we'll do a little gardening trick, I guess you could say, and you can replicate that at home, and then the next day we're going to build on it. So we can do this together. They're going to be every Monday through Friday at noon for max 30 minutes. They might be a little shorter, but they'll be about 30 minutes long. And so where are we going to start? Well, today we're kind of just describing the garden site chats and kind of getting people pumped for them. Tomorrow we're going to start by what are some really simple ways to get a garden started in your backyard if you don't already have one. You don't need a tiller. You don't need a lot of these fancy like hand tools. I mean, you could certainly use them for sure, but if you don't have them, you can start a garden, and you can start a garden really easily. And so we will go over that. What if you don't have a backyard, or what if you don't have a backyard that has sun? We'll also go over how to start a container garden and what vegetables and fruits can grow in container gardens, maybe if you have a sunny porch or something like that. We'll talk about starting seeds inside your house. We'll talk about how to transplant vegetables. You see, I'm surrounded by all these baby vegetables that will be transplanted in the next coming weeks. So we'll talk about, there's right ways and wrong ways to do that. So we'll talk about the right ways to go about that. We'll talk about direct seeding things in the garden, taking a seed from a seed packet, like these radishes, and putting the little radishes in the ground, and how long to expect it to take, what to do when the radishes germinate, which is poke out of the ground. So yeah, we're there for you every step of the way. That's what this is for. We love our community, and in this time of uncertainty, we want to be there in the ways that we can safely for our community. So to kind of facilitate that, if you are super interested in gardening and like this is going to work for you, but you don't have seeds, you don't know where to get seeds, we've got you. So we have put seasonally appropriate seeds at many little free libraries around town. And these little free libraries, the addresses of them will be in the comments and on our website. And so you can stop by these little free libraries and pick up a seed pack or two. Please, don't take more than you actually need. One pack of seed, like this only looks like a small amount of radishes, but I promise you it's a lot of radishes in here. Like one pack of seed goes a long way for like a home garden. And we will keep these little free libraries stocked with seeds throughout the season. So we'll kind of update the crops and the varieties as the season progresses. So right now we've got carrots, lettuce, and radishes. We also put some nasturtium seed and sunflower, which is kind of for the near future, the sunflower at least. But the greens, the carrots, and the radishes are all things you can plant today if you decided to hop in your car, go to a little free library and pick some up and plant them today, you could totally do that. So yeah, little free library. We'll put the addresses up in our comments and on our website. Other ways that we are here for you, if we have all these gardening education programs. So we have this program called Opportunity Gardens. If you live with a family that is at 200% of the poverty line, you could qualify for this free gardening mentoring service. And we are kind of updating our procedures to be in line with safety right now, so we can still help you get your garden started even in this time. So fill an application, they're on our website, email it to us, take a picture, text it to one of us if you know any of us personally. We are here to help our neighbors in Columbia garden. So please ask questions, engage with us in this time, because we want everybody to be gardening right now. So times are uncertain right now. We don't really know how long, we'll be in this situation, but gardening is a really hopeful and a really positive hobby. Just the act of, taking, I keep referencing my radishes, taking a radish seed and putting it in the ground, that is an act of hope for the future, because you are putting that seed in the ground and you're saying, in 3 weeks, I hope that I'm going to eat a radish, and I'm putting my effort into this positive thing, and I'm focusing my energy into this really positive thing that I can control. And that really, really does speak wonders for your health, your mental health, your physical health, your family's health, getting your kids outside and not on screens at this time when they have so much time on their hands probably. It's really beneficial. Gets you outside, fresh air, the sunlight when the sun comes back out. It will be really good for our mentality as a community. Gives you something to care for. It gives you a concrete thing to do every day, which is very important in times of uncertainty. All these babies, we take care of them several times a day. They need our help to keep living, and they're going to continue having needs as the season develops. And of course, I would be remiss to not mention that the byproduct of having a vegetable gardening hobby is that you get vegetables out of it. And if there's anything that unites us all, it's that we all eat, and we can all eat more vegetables without a doubt. Studies show that gardening or being exposed to gardening will cause you to eat more vegetables for dinner, for lunch, for breakfast. So when we all are healthier, our whole community's healthier. So it's like that. When we all do better, we all do better. So let's all do better. So where are we going to go with these garden side chats in the future? So like I said, tomorrow we're going to go over really simple ways to get your garden started without, the use of a tiller. We can talk about a tiller. If anyone has a tiller, we can talk about how to use it, when to check for the soil moisture. But really, it's time to plant here in Missouri. So we'll talk about how to get some gardens installed. Then we're going to start by planting radish seeds. It is St. Patrick's Day, and there's a couple dates on the calendar that really line up so poetically for gardening. And one of them is it's really good to plant potatoes on St. Patrick's Day. So we're not going to plant potatoes today in the garden side chat, but we're going to plant them in the next day or two, and we'll talk all about planting a potato, because you plant part of a potato to get a potato plant, which is one of the coolest things ever, and we'll talk all about that. We'll be growing greens and carrots really soon, so we'll go through all of that in the next coming days. And just because you learn to garden, that doesn't necessarily mean you're learning to cook those vegetables that you're getting. So we're also going to include really simple, really economical cooking lessons. So one coming up soon is going to be how to make vegetable stock with the bits of vegetables that you think you should throw away or compost. You can still get all those nutrients out of those pieces of produce and utilize it in maybe a creative way. So we're also going to wrap in some very simple cooking lessons and ways to encourage your kids to join you in your newfound gardening hobby. So, on behalf of everyone from CCUA, I'm really excited to kind of kick this workshop series off because we really are here to share our passion about community and gardening with our neighbors with you at this time. It's more salient now than ever. So we're really excited to share everything with you. So thanks for tuning in. I know I didn't really talk a lot about anything like hard in gardening today, but we'll get to that tomorrow. I just wanted to kind of inform people what's going on. So tomorrow we'll start by getting a garden going. So thanks for your time and thanks for tuning in. Oh yeah, and if you have any questions or you want to fill out the Opportunity Garden application, our website is www.columbiaurbanag.org.